watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good morning, DMV. Happy Sunday. We are waking up to clear skies out there, and overall, it's going to be a perfect fall day. So definitely keep it here. We'll have a look at that forecast coming up.
And 3 separate crashes involving 5 cars in Silver Spring, Maryland. What police are saying about the crashes and the victims involved. Plus, what new information shows is contributing to the underfunding of Virginia schools. That's up ahead. And why one insect is making some concerns wave right here in the DMV. But it is right now 8 o'clock on this Sunday. We take you outside to this gorgeous shot over the Capitol, looking beautiful. The sun has come up. It is sunny outside. It's a perfect fall day, everyone. So please go out and do something with the day. Good morning. Thank you for joining us on DC News Now. I'm Tosin Fakile. We'll get to our top stories in just a bit. But first, like we do every morning, Brittany Ward is here to tell you what your weather is like, and it is a pretty beautiful day.
A gorgeous day out there for you guys to get outside and enjoy it. Not even seeing a cloud in the sky across the entire DMV. Here's a look at satellite and radar showing you the entire area. Again, very quiet and clear as we head through your day today, and it's all thanks to high pressure that's off to the west. This will continue to dominate our weather pattern as we head through your Sunday fun day. And then if you take a look off to the west, we are starting to see this storm system beginning to develop. That will move through as we head into your Tuesday, providing us with some soaking showers. So temperature wise, we have started to warm up across much of the DMV. 43 currently in the nation's capital, 36 as you head over there to Frederick, 31 in Woodstock, 32 currently in Luray. So kind of chilly as you're heading along the Blue Ridge, but we'll begin to see those temperatures mainly warm up into the 50s as we head through your day today. So planning your breakfast here in the nation's capital, not a bad forecast. By that 9 o'clock hour, we're still seeing those temperatures in the mid 40s, upper 40s by 10, lower 50s as we head into that 11 o'clock hour. But notice wall-to-wall sunshine. That will be the trend through much of your day today. Now looking ahead the next 3 days, we're still going to be holding on to the 50s as we kickstart your Monday. But notice we start to see an increase in our cloud cover. Then it's not until Tuesday. That's when we're tracking the soggy weather across portions of the DMV. Any of this rain that we will be seeing Tuesday into your Wednesday will be very beneficial because there are portions of the DMV who are still under a severe drought. So definitely keep it here, Tosin. We'll talk more about that and how this may impact your travel coming up in just a bit.
Ooh, looking forward to that, Brittany. Thank you. All right, Fairfax County Police say they now have 2 people in custody, possibly connected to a shooting that killed a man in Maryfield. They say that shooting happened in the 3100 block of Fairview Park Drive. The victim was taken to the hospital where he later died from his injuries. And still in Fairfax County, a man with illegal machine guns was arrested. Police say it happened after they received a cyber tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, indicating a Vienna man was engaging in sexual communications with a minor from Kentucky. Investigators then searched the home of 31-year-old Craig Strasbauer on Robin Court Way. That's where they found 4 illegal machine guns. Strasbauer faces 4 counts of unlawful possession of a machine gun. And DC police say an 18-year-old was killed in a shooting in Southeast. Officials say it happened at about 10 o'clock on Friday night on Waller Court. The victim, now identified as Shane Williams. Investigators say he went to the hospital in a car, later died from life-saving efforts. DC police are offering a reward of up to $25,000 for information that leads to an arrest and conviction. Meantime, police in Prince George's County say they still don't have any suspects in custody connected to a shooting at a funeral home in Landover. 3 people were shot in a van leaving a funeral at New Harmony Memorial Park on Sheriff Road at about 2:30 on Friday. Those victims are expected to survive. And with crime spiking across the DMV, one man is working to help lower violent crime in neighborhoods throughout the region with a unique approach. This week's DMV doer is Keith Turner. Here's his story.
Keith Turner is a DMV native who lost his father and grandfather and other family members to violence.
It changed me a lot. It made me think about 2 different lines I could go, 2 different courses I could take. I could take the one to get revenge, or I could take the road to try to make my grandmother and my mother proud of me.
And following his loss, Turner's goal is to now make a difference in the region. He recently launched his No Black on Black crime effort.
Every night I was going to bed, I was seeing and hearing all of us getting killed by each other.
But he's had some challenges, receiving pushback from some in the community because of the name of the initiative.
Some politicians, I can't call their names out, I'll leave them alone. Well, I want to be a part of it, but if you can just change it to no crime period. No crime period is not going to reach where we need it to reach.
Despite that, Keith has gained a lot of support from churches and everyday people, including ex-offenders and those still in the streets. He says he's well aware that there are many factors that contribute to violence.
In order for you to know, to solve a problem, you have to dig down and deal with the people who are causing the problem.
Keith Turner is investing nearly $50,000 of his own money for signs and billboards and marketing to promote no violence for the first 3 days in December in neighborhoods that have been hit hard by crime.
You have to start small before you walk. I have to build the community's confidence up that if we can do 3 days, we can do a week. And if we can do a week, we can do a month.
Turner says he's pushing for the same commitment during the first 3 days of Black History Month in February.
That's a month that we should not be killing each other. There are too many people who died for us already to achieve what we have. They didn't sacrifice their life for us to come back and kill each other.
Although his initiative may be controversial to some, Keith Turner hopes it will make a difference, and he's asking others to help.
The only thing I need you to do is sit down 30 minutes one time a week to pass it around to everybody you have in your phone, pass it around to everybody on your Facebook, and pass it around on Instagram and ask them, hey, pass this message on.
Thank you for that story, Mark. In Montgomery County, police are investigating 3 separate crashes involving 5 cars in Silver Spring. It happened on Columbia Pike near 200. 2 of the collisions are being investigated as hit and runs. Police don't have any suspects in connection to the hit and runs. 2 people were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. And in 806, according to a new report, Virginia's justice system needs more Commonwealth attorneys to prosecute cases. They also need more court-appointed attorneys for defendants. The report also says low pay is the main reason for the shortage. It adds because of the huge amount of electronic evidence obtained during investigations, it's taking attorneys more time to work on each case, and that could have an impact on all Virginians.
If you don't have enough people to spend the proper amount of time looking at each case, then justice isn't going to be done in some of those cases, because they'll have to deal away or plea bargain away cases that maybe should have been tried.
The report also showed court-appointed attorneys provide equally effective counsel when compared to private attorneys. Washington County Teachers Association says burnout is having an impact on staff. This past week was American Education Week, a time to appreciate the work educators and school staff do every day. But some schools are facing challenges, including teacher shortages.
We know that the educator pipeline is drying up. Not as many people are going into education. Also, teachers are just leaving the profession altogether. Teachers are leaving, they're burning out, they're depressed, student behaviors are challenging.
Washington County hopes to hire more teachers, 46 teachers to be exact, and they also need 17 new bus drivers. And new information on Virginia's funding in K-12 schools shows school divisions are largely underfunded. The Joint Legislative Audit and Review Commission says it found current standards for the school deeply underestimates the actual cost of public education. Data shows over the last 10 years, funding per student in special education decreased 16%. They note that Virginia uses a staff-based funding model, which looks at ratios of staff to students instead of funding per student. And Maryland Governor Wes Moore is investing in apprenticeships. He launched 2 new workforce development programs. The first will provide $3 million in grants to companies that expand opportunities for apprenticeships. The second dedicates over $1.5 million to help recent graduates find management positions in the hospitality industry. WMATA says riders should expect delays this weekend for track work on 5 lines. Crews will perform track work and rail adjustments on a section of the track between Foggy Bottom and Clarendon Arlington Cemetery. Now, because of that, Metro says they'll operate significantly reduced frequencies every 26 minutes on the blue and orange lines. The Silver Line service will only operate between Ashburn and Ballston only. Finally, Red Line trains will operate every 18 minutes between Shady Grove and Farragut North, and about every 9 minutes on average between Farragut North and Glenmont. The Green Line will run every 14 minutes. 8:09 developing now. Scientists say they're concerned about an invasive tick found in Virginia, West Virginia, and Maryland. The Asian longhorn tick has been found in at least 19 states. Researchers say the species is spreading rapidly. They believe the tick is responsible for the deaths of 3 cows in Ohio. Now, while scientists say the ticks likely don't carry Lyme disease, they can transmit other illnesses.